Hi, it's morning, 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm just doing a quick video to post before I head to the gym and train with Matt. Okay. As you would have seen from my short, I've got the realisation that a lot of people see stress and our ability to cope with stress as a vessel, a bucket, a pot, something else you can put things in. And over time it fills and can sometimes overfill. Mine always feels like a pot of stew, which is a strange thing. I always remember my mum making stew when we were kids. I think that's where it comes from. The pop, 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 bubble, bubble, bubble of the stew cooking. And yeah, my stress vessel definitely feels like that. You kind of have the ability to put more stuff in, some vegetables or whatever. I'm not going to take the analogy too far, but you get my point. The various ingredients are the pieces of stress, and the bubbling is the stress getting too much for me. And as I was said in the stress, some of the ways we deal with this differs for each person. I wish I could speak this morning, but I'm going to carry on because I want to get this video posted. And if you want to watch it, you'll watch it even if I am a little bit flawed. If you don't want to watch it, you won't watch it. So hopefully you'll find it valuable, and you can tell me in the comments, or wherever you comment on YouTube, about that and how you view your vessel, and maybe how you empty it in a healthy way. So yeah, so as per that short and my post about the stress bucket, which is also quite good, we've all got things coming into our lives, things going on that can cause stress levels to rise and stress levels to fall. I think in the current world, those things that make us more stressful are ever rising. Politics, finances, having more month than money, that kind of thing. Family issues, medical issues. There's lots of things that can. There's lots of things that can pile in, make it fall. And often those things can take away from our coping strategies, things we can do that can help us reduce that bucket, maybe let some of the pressure off, and we end up getting tied into the things that are causing us stress. Maybe trying to make sure we've got time with the kids. That can be quite stressful for some people. Visiting relatives. Easter's just around the corner. There's always expectations to go and see people and have a nice time. Put your smile on. How's it doing, James? I'm all right. Maybe you're not. Maybe you should just say, look, no, I'm having a bad time. I'm okay. I'm sorting it. I'm going to my group. I'm doing my gym stuff. That's helped me cope with it. But at the moment, things are a bit rubbish. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, okay, I don't need to talk about it all. Okay, I'll have a chat. This is happening at home. This relative's not feeling very well. Work's really stressful. Maybe just tell somebody. But it's okay to keep it inside, but not all the time. If you don't want to talk about it, just say, look, I'm okay. It's not the best time at the moment, but I'm here to enjoy myself. And maybe you can reach out to me in a week or so and we can have a chat. You don't necessarily have to deal with it today. But then, I'm rambling now, but I'm going to carry on. But then sometimes that can be tiring itself and add to our stress. You might go to the pub, take the family out, and you might see some people there. And you might think, oh, I need to talk to them. I need to make some conversation. And that itself can be quite tiring to the mind because you're trying to be happy or trying to kind of make the conversation not necessarily about your bad stuff or about yourself. But that can add to your tiredness. But no, there are lots of things that can add to your stress, and each person has got a different tolerance to different things. Some people find work stressful, and some people find work not stressful, and they enjoy it, and they find it as a way to help take them away from whatever's happening at home, or happening. Can't speak today. Happening elsewhere in our lives. Some people find family can help. Time with family, going around to see the in-laws, or seeing aunts, uncles, brothers, sisters, going out with the kids, that can help because it takes your mind off work or other things in your life that are stressful. But you need to be sure that things will come along, will cause you stress, and your stress goes up and down and up and down, and sometimes it's linear, and it's part of life. We have to kind of accept that's the case, because stress is partly our body's way of coping. Flight or fight or flight, whichever you want to say it. So these things trigger things in ourselves, and it's a response the body gives us. It goes back to the caveman days, apparently, when they used to have to be worried about things like saber tigers and other things that might try and kill them. Not giraffes, I imagine. Do you like that? Yeah. Maybe a giraffe could trample you. If you're in Africa, you might be a bit worried because they run quite quick. Maybe. But these things are caused by the stress response. And some people, it doesn't really bother them. They just carry on. Life's fine. Just push on through. Stoic, as we say a lot in this country, in the UK. He's very stoic. Yeah, he sticks with it. But sometimes our stoicism doesn't work, or we've got too much in our bucket, and we want to stop, or it gets too much and we just want to shout and scream, or it gets too much and we want to go out and get drunk. If I have a drink, that sorts it. Or we think, oh, I'm going to go to the gym and work out, or I'm going to go and meditate and work out. There's different things we can do to try and help our stress. Some of them healthy, some of them unhealthy. Getting drunk, not really a healthy one. I've tried it myself. But it's a depressant, you see. So you have a drink, and the first one, that's a lovely pint. Really, really nice, especially with some mates or it's sunny. Easter weekend just gone, popped to the pub. I had a pint and a half of bitter, quite nice. I did enjoy that. But the next day, my anxiety went straight back up. I think that's personal to me in some cases with 1.5 pints. But it just showed to me that I probably need to stay off the beer for a bit longer, maybe forever, just to keep the lid on the old anxiety going up. Maybe you should consider how your relationship with alcohol or other substances impact your mood, your stress levels, your anxiety, your depression. It might be good in the moment, but the ramifications of a sesh, or even just one beer, usually a sesh, it can certainly derail you. You might think it derails you for the day. Oh, I've got a hangover. Oh, blimey. I've got a mouth like a desert. I need a fry up. I can't see the kids because they're too loud. Get some paracetamol in that, sort it out. Yeah, that's one day, but actually the ramifications can last for a long time. Maybe you said something daft. Maybe you spent more money than you think. That's the practical things that could go wrong. But also, because it's a depressant, it can actually lead to days or so of regret, depression, extra anxiety. So I'm not here to preach, I'm just here to inform. But then some people can just have a drink and they don't really seem to bother them, so good luck to them. We're not here to judge, we're here to kind of, as I say, inform, advise, and people can make their own decisions based on their own lives and expectations. But no, you need to consider your bucket, your pot. I can't think of any of the vessels at the moment. Maybe there's a kettle. Something that can fill up and doesn't have an easy way of releasing the pressure or the stress. But we all try and find something. You see, as I've said in the previous videos, I'm going to summarise them all here, why not? Stress is a continuum from good health to extreme stress and potential suicidal thoughts. And somewhere in the middle, you're kind of entering towards extreme or stressful times. Ideally, we want to stay towards the green zone. Stress levels are manageable. You can cope with your daily things. Things still happen. We can still move house. We can still buy a car. Stressful things we can do. We can generally cope with life admin. But as we get more and more stress or things get added, maybe there's a divorce coming, maybe there's a relative who's not very well, maybe the kids are struggling at school, maybe you've had an unexpected bill, washing machine's broken down. They always do that at the bad times, don't they? The other week our oven broke. That was a bit of an issue, but we called somebody, fixed it, it's done. It's just one of those things where maybe you can't eat for the evening. But at least I can eat. That's a benefit, isn't it? I can afford food, and that some people can't afford that either. So can't be too depressed about your oven breaking. As long as at least I've got something to go in it. Some people struggle to get that. Maybe put some food in the food bank next time you go to Tesco's or Sainsbury's or wherever you shop. I do that occasionally. Just do a bit of extra shopping, drop it in the basket, and then it goes off to the local food bank, and then people who need it get it and they get a meal. Yeah. Hopefully it helps balance some of the other stuff. But I do it just because it's a good thing, isn't it? I mean, I don't like the thought of people starving and not being able to eat, especially with people with children. Things are definitely getting expensive at the moment. Went to the cinema yesterday. For a family, you're talking 40, 50 quid if you're lucky. There are cheaper ones around, like the Sherborne or Gloucester. I haven't tried that yet. But the chap there, if you live near Gloucester or driving distance to Gloucester, look for the Sherborne Cinema. It's like an old-fashioned cinema that the chap built up. And from seeing the website, it's good prices. I didn't go there this time because we didn't have time to get across to it. And if you live down near Burnham-on-Sea, they've got a similar one there. There's a cinema there, which is in the old cinema. And we went last year and it was about £4.50 each. It's a cheap day out. If you live local, obviously you have to drive there 100, 200 miles. It might not be as cheap. At least you get a day at the seaside, I guess. But yeah, have a look around. There are options to find cheaper options for the cinema. Don't necessarily have to go to Cineworld or Everyman or whatever other ones there are out there. View. But we also have to remember these places are struggling. So if we want to keep cinemas in our world, we need to support them if we can. It's quite nice to be able to sit there with your popcorn or whatever you eat. I took some nuts the other day from home. I know like you buy your own food, but I'm trying to be healthy, so I took some nuts and ate them. My daughter had some sweets, wife had some popcorn, so it's all fair in the end. And I bought the tickets, which, as I said, aren't necessarily the cheapest in the world, but they've got a business to run, so I understand that. So maybe go to your local cinema, keep it going, otherwise it'll be gone. And you'll be stuck watching Netflix and the price might go, or any other streaming service, because they're all there for a profit, aren't they? Not to criticise them, I watch Netflix myself. And I'm privileged to be able to afford it. As I keep saying, I'm in a good place in some ways. I can afford things that some people probably struggle and have to, I don't know how to watch things through terrestrial, I guess, watching the old BBC, ITV, Channel 4, all the other fours, all the other fives. I often watch BBC Scotland. That's quite an interesting one. My brother lives in Scotland, and I often tell him what I've been watching. He's like, "Why are you watching that?" Anyway, I do like Scotland. It's a very nice country. But back to the stress bucket. What you need to do is find things that help you to deal with it healthily. Maybe do some YouTube videos. Obviously, this is cheering me up this morning. And hopefully somebody's got to 15 minutes 54 in and they're listening to this ramble. If not, I apologise if you've missed the main bit. But you can realise for future videos, maybe you need to watch and put up with my carrot crunching accent for a bit longer. So coping strategies. Bad ones: alcohol, bad food, dangerous exploits, I guess. Drugs, they don't help either. Suffering alone. It can seem like a coping mechanism. I'll just keep it inside, I'll deal with it. Sometimes it's not the best tactic. And at this point I want to remind you, if you've got any suicidal thoughts, there's always hope. Please don't entertain those thoughts. Phone up Samaritans, talk to your doctor, get some help, maybe reach out to a friend if it's close. Even dial the emergency services, 999, apparently they can help. But don't be afraid of those thoughts, because a lot of people have them. Just don't act on them. Reach out for some support if you've got those suicidal thoughts happening, because it probably means your bucket's full and you might be feeling a bit hopeless, or what's the point? But the truth is, there is a point. There's always something to be hopeful about. There's always people out there who can help you. There's always groups you can go to if you've got a bit of a situation where you're lonely. Maybe you haven't got a lot of friends around your family because you've moved somewhere, or things have happened that have meant those friends are no longer serving you. Find other ways of doing it. Maybe a walking group. Somebody I was talking to yesterday has moved to the area, and they joined. They were in their flat, feeling a bit kind of. So they've got a walking group and other things they go to, and they're feeling a bit better about it. Sometimes mental health groups. Some of the chaps or chapesses you get, those are quite friendly to talk to. It's an outlet for your voice. But yeah, don't suffer alone. Just talk to people. It's a good coping mechanism. Exercise, as I keep saying, you would have seen my shorts if you go to my YouTube. I always find that exercise helps with my stress levels, releases some pressure. Sometimes I don't feel like it, like this morning. I'd rather be at home helping with the family. But when I get back, I'll be in a better place to help even better. Meditation. Some people find meditation is quite useful. Mindfulness, as some people call it. But essentially it's allowing the mind to focus on something and give it a chance to rest. I'll go through a meditation, maybe towards the weekend or sometime next week. I'll do a finger meditation. You can practice it with me, but essentially it's allowing your brain to settle. And if you get thoughts coming in, you kind of acknowledge them and go, "Oh, thank you for that thought. I don't need it now. I'm currently doing whatever you're doing, listening to music or singing or whatever you do to have your mindfulness situation." But essentially it's about allowing the brain to have time to kind of pause, and thoughts will still come in. You'll still think, "Oh, what's that? A thought about work or thought about a situation. You just need to allow the mind to go, oh, that's interesting. I don't need you right now. And allow it to run off. Or maybe get a piece of paper and write it down and say, actually, that's quite useful, that thought. I'm going to write it down, or I'm going to write it down and screw it up and put it in the bin. Just find a way of slowing the mind down and coping with it, I guess. Some people find counselling helps, but sometimes it's difficult to find the right counsellor. But give them a go. I'm sure if you're in the UK, most NHS offer some level of mental health support, maybe not counselling, but there are charities out there which allow you to do what they call pay as you can afford or pay as you can counselling. So maybe you could look those up on the internet and see if there's something that can help you. And there's groups, like the group I go to, where I facilitate people men who want to talk about their situations, and it's all confidential, but I think people definitely benefit. It's a bit odd going the first time walking into a group. I think it's the same for the women's one, Women Up. I think because you go in, all these people, I don't know them, but the truth is they've all got things that are going on, and they're willing to listen, maybe offer some advice, maybe have a bit of a laugh. Don't know. Depends on the situation, I guess. But find a way to cope. That's the main thing. Find healthy ways to cope. And if you find your pot's getting too hot, too full, go and see the GP. Explain what's going on. They can offer help and advice and guidance. But yeah, don't suffer alone. I think that video worked. I don't know. It's helping me, and I've had a bit of a chuckle. Hopefully those chuckles don't seem like I'm making this a bit of a joke. I just not sure how else to talk about it without having a bit of my own humour in it, because it can be quite dark where you can go. And if you're in that place, comment below, share, just say, oh, this happened or that happened, or maybe you don't want to because it's not confidential, I don't know. But tell me if this is helping. Tell me in the comments if there's something in this which resonates. And get support, look after yourselves. Maybe subscribe. You can get some more of my wacky, unprofessional, uncut. Look, I'm not cutting it, I'm just doing it straight off the bat because I haven't got used to the software yet. But straight off the bat, straight into you, honest video. Subscribe, come and visit my channel. Let's see if we can get up to 20 subscribers. That'd be cool, wouldn't it? But I'm grateful for the 16 I've got, and I'm grateful for the people who viewed my shorts. I had 274 on Monday for one I did, and about 200 and something yesterday for the one I did about heading to the gym, doing the high rocks, I think it was. So I'm grateful for those views and people who've watched these videos right to the 24th minute. So I get to 25 and I'll give you some seconds back in your life. Cheers all.